أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear friends, welcome to Idea Foundation Forum. In today's lecture 257, we will discuss the Qur'an and photosynthesis as key to life. The Qur'an and photosynthesis as key to life. It is 16th issue of the Qur'an and modern sciences related to astrophysics. Allah has revealed great mysteries of nature in the Qur'an and has desired from the man to know them by using all the faculties of knowledge so that he could know the truth of his being, of his existence well. Among these mysteries is the photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? A process that, as a part of the grand divine order, is responsible for the life to exist on the earth. This process is probably the foremost reason that distinguish the earth from other planets. The Quran has revealed this process with evident clarity, and with the same thrust, science has witnessed this truth by its recent discoveries. We will first go through some scientific details on the photosynthesis process as key to life. Then we will discuss the Quranic vision on this great divine gift. So, dear friends, in the first instance, we will see what the photosynthesis actually is. As we saw in previous lectures, center of the sun, like other stars, is millions of degrees hot, where hydrogen atoms submerge to form helium atoms, empowering the sun with energy and light to let the universe grow. Same energy and light, when come to the earth, they together with carbon, nitrogen and oxygen cycles cause photosynthesis to happen. In photosynthesis, sunlight provides energy that causes a chemical reaction to split water into hydrogen and oxygen, and carbon dioxide into oxygen and carbon or energy-rich carbohydrate to fuel the plant's metabolism, plant's life. Then the plants give away their hard-earned carbohydrates and oxygen to give birth and growth to a higher and more energetic animal and human life. We survive on their, endowments given through the plants. Now the question arises, why life on the earth is dependent on the photosynthesis process? It is because of the fact that elements of matter, building blocks of the universe and life on it, are so unevenly distributed in the universe, the earth, human body, animals and plants, that life would have become impossible to exist if not supported by the recycling system like the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is also a recycling system. Please have a look on the table displayed on the screen showing uneven distribution of elements in the universe. The universe on the whole comprises of 90% hydrogen and almost 10% helium atoms. The Milky Way, to which we belong, our earth belongs, Milky Way galaxy contains 74% of hydrogen elements, whereas the Earth is endowed with hydrogen by only 0.14%. Very, very low rate, even much less than 1%. Whereas human body requires 10% of its total mass. This is unevenness. Oxygen makes up 29.5% of the Earth overall. Earth, while human need is 61% of his body. Iron's overall share in the Earth is 34.6%, while need of the man is only 0.006%. Only 6 out of 1000 of the body mass. However, its abundance of iron in the core of the Earth establishes Van Allen belts in the atmosphere to provide the Earth a protective shield against the invasions of celestial giants. Carbon is 23% of the human body, 23%, while it is about 0.1% of the Earth mass, so less. It is amazing to note that human body is still provided with adequate provisions of deficient elements by way of photosynthesis and recycling systems. We obtain oxygen from the air we breathe and the water we drink. We also obtain hydrogen from water. Although carbon is extremely scarce on the earth, but it is present in the atmosphere as carbon dioxide, and also the nitrogen is about 80% of the atmosphere. Through photosynthesis, plants breathe in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and give off oxygen to support life. Thus, we obtain carbon and nitrogen from the plant-based food and not from the air we breathe. It is the way photosynthesis and recycling systems balance shortfalls and excesses of nature's endowments for the suitability of life. Just imagine, this is the divine order. So, dear friends, next question is how the photosynthesis works to provide the substances of life deficient on the earth. Photosynthesis as a biochemical process plays a vital role in sustaining life on the earth by providing oxygen and basic ingredients for food chains. This process starts when chlorophyll molecules in the chloroplasts of plant cells in the leaves absorb light energy from the sun. Here this solar energy bifurcates water molecules into oxygen, hydrogen and electrons as shown on the screen. You can see the formula. At this light dependent reaction, this reaction cannot be completed without light. At this light dependent reaction, the energy from the absorbed sunlight is used to create two essential molecules called ATP and NADPH. Proper names are shown on the screen. These molecules store and transport the energy needed for the next stage of photosynthesis called the light independent reaction. Why light independent reaction? Because for this part of reaction of the photosynthesis, sunlight is not required. It can go on operation even in the night. It is also called Calvin cycle. The chemical energy stored in ATP and NADPH is used to convert carbon dioxide captured from the atmosphere into organic compounds. It involves a series of chemical reactions facilitated by enzymes and energy stored in ATP and NADPH to form G3P molecules. What is G3P is shown on the screen. You can have a look on the formula. These molecules produce glucose and carbohydrates as an energy source essential for the growth and reproduction of plants. A picture explaining the photosynthesis is shown on the screen. Thus, in the process, day and night process, water provides oxygen and hydrogen. Carbon dioxide provides carbon and oxygen. Mind it. Water provides oxygen and hydrogen. Carbon dioxide provides carbon and oxygen. Oxygen is common. And sunlight provides energy that empowers photosynthesis to drive the life on the earth. So, dear friends, there are several verses in the Quran that give perspective information on the current discoveries of nucleosynthesis and photosynthesis. In view of time constraint, I will quote a few of them in the context of photosynthesis. Ayat 2 and 4 respectively of Surah Saba and Al-Hadid reveal the recycling systems like carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen and hydrocycles to establish mechanisms like photosynthesis and freshwater circulation. Freshwater. Let us see the common message of the two verses. I am translating that relevant part of the verse. Two verses. He knows, Allah knows what penetrates into the earth and what emerges from it, from the earth, and what descends from the heaven and what ascends therein. The words what emerges from the earth and what ascends to the heaven reveal eye-opening dimensions of information about astrophysics, about the photosynthesis, recycling systems, especially when linked with Ayat 8 of Surah An-Nahl, which says, "And Allah creates other things you do not know." Who was aware about the photosynthesis or other so many recycling systems about a century ago? First is the miraculous information regarding establishment of magnetosphere or one Allen belts by the radiation arising from the hot molten alloy of nickel and iron spinning in the inner core of the earth, innermost core of the earth. Thousands, where this magnetosphere lies, thousands of kilometers above the earth's surface, serving as a shield protecting the earth from celestial giants, celestial bodies, giants, bigger in size, much bigger than the earth. Second is the vision given for the short-term and long-term carbon cycles that we will discuss in the next lecture on photosynthesis part 2. Third information is regarding the prospective view, giving hopes of the black hole against a pessimistic view of science that we discussed in lecture 245. I may quote 3 verses to further explain the photosynthesis as a grand arrangement of the divine order for the sustainability of the life and earth itself. Ayat 5 of Surah Al-Jasiyah says, and in the alternation of night and day, and in what Allah sends down from the sky of provision and gives life thereby to the earth after its lifelessness, when it has become dead. And in His, Allah's directing of the winds are the signs for a people who reason. Directing of winds means the arrangement of the hydrocycle. So ayat 95 of Surah Al-An'am says, another ayat, indeed Allah is the splitter, divider of grain and date seeds. What is splitter? It is fission in the atomic language, atomic physics language. He brings the living out of the dead and brings the dead out of the living. That is Allah. So how are you deluded? How you are confused? Ayat 17 and 18 of Surah At-Takwir give another miraculous information regarding the relation of daylight with photosynthesis. It tells how the beginning of daylight starts synthesizing the life-giving provisions for plants and human life. In the words, listen the words, it needs attention. And I swear by the night, Allah is saying, and I swear by the night when it draws in, it is covered, and by the dawn when it breathes in, it opens up. These are symbolic, references. When the day, there is sunlight, the energy, the source of energy is opening up. When it comes night, this source of energy is drying inside. It tells great mystery of nature that we will discuss in the next lecture, along with some more wonders related to photosynthesis and carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen cycles. So my dear friends, with this we conclude our discussion under lecture 257. Please subscribe Idea Foundation YouTube channel to watch videos of previous lectures and join us for the noble cause. Thank you friends for participation. Allah Hafiz.